Welcome to Window Wandering Wednesday, where I open up windows around the world and we learn about the headlines and news around startups and technology. It's the Joe Show. It's the Joe Show! With me, Joe. Let's get right to these windows, open up our first window and see what we got. We've got surgeries window over in Latvia. It's a nice sunny day outside. Oh, we got some movement. Somebody is actually moving around, which I hate. I actually think it's very distracting. It's a nice green window there. Lots of forests around. We've got a nice red roof over here. This looks like a very quaint little place with a ladder on the left-hand side. Someone's doing some roof work. Let's jump into our news right here where we enjoy this Latvian window. First news story is Amazon jumps into virtual tourism, offering live one-on-one experiences around the world. Now, I covered a modern way to do travel planning, which involved doing virtual tourism at one point in one of my videos. I'm going to try to put a card in here so you can click on it and see it below. It was really cool. You could listen to audio tours from around the world. We toured one in Japan. These people are self-made narrators, and they kind of take you around their home. That's kind of the idea here. So let's see what Amazon is doing. But we're switching windows because it's on loop and it's way too distracting. No. Uwe's window over in Meerholz, Germany. I don't know how far away that is from me here. I like that there's a projector on the wall. So this guy or gal must have a really nice home theater setup. You can even see the surround sound next to the couch there. Nice black leather couch. We got a great balcony full of life and fauna. Plants are everywhere. Are there some grapes or maybe some lavender over there in the middle section? This is a really nice window. Whoever has this window in this house, super nice looking place. Let's get back into what Amazon is doing with virtual tourism though, even though we're kind of doing some virtual tourism right now. Amazon Explore is Amazon's new tech platform and marketplace that offers access to live virtual experiences with people from around the world. The platform was in the works long before global travel restrictions took place. A public beta of the service will launch soon for Amazon's US customers. Prices on the platform are set by the host and can be between $10 or $200 for a session that lasts around 35 minutes to an hour. Amazon uses its own tech platform for Amazon Explore. It displays audio and video to customers, and they can easily save images from the experience and download them afterwards. When the global pandemic finally ends, Amazon will have established relationships with tour guides around the world, allowing the company to expand its service into in-person tours and experiences. Amazon, now, why not? I feel like every Window Wandering Wednesday, I'm doing some other new business that Amazon is doing, whether it's drones that are flying around your home providing security, or some sort of crazy new delivery thing that they're offering, or a health monitoring device. Amazon is putting its fingers into everything and everywhere. Now they're taking on Airbnb with Amazon Explore. It's clear competition with Airbnb. They're getting, again, way too big for their britches, man. The US government has got to do something about Amazon's behavior here. This is a new startup company. This is its own company doing this. So Amazon Explore sounds very interesting. If you're looking to get out safely, check it out. You can take a tour, it sounds like, from $10 to $200. What that exactly means, I don't know. But it also is interesting that they're thinking post-pandemic and they're already establishing relationships with tour guides, which means that if you go and you take a virtual tour on Amazon Explore of Costa Rica, and then when the pandemic ends, you want to go actually visit those places in Costa Rica, you can probably hop right back onto Amazon and book that trip in some way, shape, or form so they get right back into your wallet. It's incredible. Amazon is just turning, literally overtaking the world, spreading its forest everywhere technologically. Wow. And speaking of which, the next news story is again about Amazon. Amazon One lets you pay with your palm. Amazon Go stores in Seattle will soon use Amazon's palm recognition technology called Amazon One. The technology uses the human palm as identification, linking the details of the palm to the person's account. Amazon plans to offer the service to third parties such as retailers, stadiums, and office buildings. again, now they're tracking us with our hands and pretty much our fingerprints. So if it wasn't enough that they're listening to you through the Amazon Echo, that they have your entire shopping history, that you can book virtual travel with them and have a security drone follow you around your house, now they can fingerprint ID you in all sorts of places like retailers and businesses. Cool. Again, Amazon, what the F, man? Like, what is going on? It's nuts. I'm so sick of reading stories about Amazon, it's not even funny. Let's move on to something else, because I'm just, like, seriously sick of Amazon's new stuff. They need to be, I don't know, doing these as spin-offs or something. Like, it's so crazy to me. Company unveils robot boots for VR locomotion with Half-Life demo. Company unveils robot boots for virtual reality locomotion with Half-Life demo. So I'm guessing, before we get into this story, that they're boots that you put on that allow you to walk around in place and play VR experiences or play VR games. Ecto VR has unveiled a pair of robotic boots, read space boots, called the Ecto One. The boots allow users to move through VR environments using real steps without moving through the room. It doesn't require any wires or straps. The shoes are made from carbon fiber material. Oh, hell yeah, carbon fiber boots! And Ecto claims they are lightweight. There are rotating plates at the bottom of the boots that can twist with the user's motion and a series of wheels to control the user's position. It's equipped with brakes to stop the boots from moving when the user is standing still. A 3-minute video is available in the article which demos the boots. And that link is actually below if you do want to check it out. I haven't seen this, but just my imagination takes over, and I imagine some sort of boot with a bottom where there's a bunch of different like wheels and rotors that allow you to walk in place without actually moving around your room. The only thing that I'm curious about is if there's some sort of like Segway-like technology that balances you, because I imagine if you're moving around in space and trying to like do stuff, especially if you're moving quickly, I don't know, trying to dodge or something, like your balance is going to get thrown off and you're going to fall over and fall into the glass table that you've got in your family room. But that's cool. I'm curious to see what this looks like. Actually, since I'm trying something new today and reading this on my computer, oh look at that, it actually opened up the article. So we take a break from the window and we accept that. I was not expecting this sort of look for these boots. They definitely have the kind of the plate wheel rotor thing that I was imagining on the bottom, but they are way more industrial looking than I would expect. I would expect something more product design. That's pretty cool though. Now I have a way for you guys to see what I'm talking about. I hope this works out better this week, trying something new. Let's grab a new window. See you, Uva. We got Adrian's window over in Ithaca, New York. Is this a repeat window? It is! We had this window last week. I see that nobody has tripped the trip wire in the back that's linked to mine's clearly. But let's leave Adrian's window because we've already been here. And what have we got? Leslie's window in Colorado, USA. You can see these great birch trees out this window. That's what that white tree is right there. Well, those white trees are. They're birch trees. Remember that from my time in the Boy Scouts. I am an Eagle Scout. Nice green window again, though. Looking out, you can see some mountains in the background. Looks like a not well taken care of backyard, but nice window regardless. A little dark. Could use some lights so that we could see what's going on around us, but maybe it's in the evening time. Who knows? Jumping back into this, what have we got here? New brain-computer interface transforms thoughts into images. That sounds very cool. Researchers at the University of Helsinki have used artificial intelligence to create a system that translates signals from the brain into images of what the person is thinking of. Wait, seriously? So if I was thinking like chocolate milk, then it can tell that I'm thinking about chocolate milk and it'll show us chocolate milk? That actually sounds too good to be true. Using machine learning enabled the researchers to create a more flexible, adaptable system. Researchers have used a generative adversarial network to train the system by having participants focus on different areas of images and then validating the computer-generated response. The results from the experiment show strong evidence that the method is highly effective, we're now moving into the territory where we can read our brains using other neural networks that we train using our brains to see the images that we're thinking of, or to, I guess what we're thinking of. It's not exactly seeing them, it's more like guess what we're thinking of. But that actually begs a lot of, things into question here. So I know that there's been kind of debates throughout history on what is reality, right? And when we talk about our vision and what we're seeing, we're not actually seeing the real world around us. We're seeing a reflection and a processed image of what our brain sees. So now if a computer is hooked up to our brain using a brain-computer interface and can transform our thoughts into images, what does that say about reality? Are we then generating our own reality that we're seeing? And what does that mean for, everything? Like, this is actually pretty crazy, and I think it goes into philosophical places that people haven't even touched on in this article. But let's see here. Maybe I'm going to click on this real quick, and we'll see if we can get a view of what this piece of technology looks like, if anything. Let's do a quick scroll here before something pops up. Nope, we got nothing. Let's go back to that window. Too bad. That's really cool, though. I would be curious to sign up as a beta tester for this type of technology. It's kind of rad. Alchemy arrives in a burst of light is the next headline. Using tailored optical pulses, scientists can reshape the electron clouds of atoms and molecules to give them specific properties. This sounds like playing God. We can reshape the electron clouds of atoms to give them specific properties? Okay, it's not matter. It's not creating matter, but it sounds like it's getting pretty close. The technique can make almost anything look or act like any other material. For example, and I'm really looking forward to this example, it can turn ordinary materials into superconductors. Wait, what? The dream here is a room temperature superconductor so that we can gain the benefits of superconductor, like super cheap super cheap electrical or super fast electrical transference, and I think like very low latency data transferring, and potentially like energy generating. I think superconductors are a big thing, and we can only get them at like super sub-zero temperatures. I think the closest that we've got is like negative 150 degrees Celsius to a room temperature superconductor. So the technique has the potential to create a super powerful optical computer. It could potentially help in studying materials by making certain chemical substances temporarily invisible. Now we're talking invisibility cloaks? Whoa. The applications of the technique are limited by how well scientists can control the interactions of light and matter. This is some crazy stuff. So first, we've got this interface that reads our thoughts and turns it into images. And now we have something that can potentially turn other materials into superconductors to move us that much closer to a room temperature superconductor. If this type of progress keeps happening, where we understand the brain more and we get these crazy godlike powers to manipulate matter and electrons and protons and whatever to mess with matter, like, we're moving into a really interesting decade. So looking forward to 2020 being over with, because 2021 is already starting to sound insane. That's super exciting. Let's grab a new window here before we grab something else. Grab another headline. Open a new window. What do we got? Oh my God. Beyond's window over in Qatar. This window must be in a high-rise because it has a blue tint, and you can even see the dirt on the window. So not the best setup to look outside here, as we've got a blue tint. Beyond seems to be moving the camera. Now, I've had a chance to visit Dubai, and this looks kind of like Dubai here, with this big open blue area and this very like tan-looking ground. Because it's, in the desert, the Middle East. But I like that we also have a building being built here on the right-hand side. You rarely get to see this type of stuff being built. And there's an impressive crane system built to support this building. I wonder how tall it actually is. It is a very cool looking and very, expensive and hard to build looking building. They've got like vents on the side and curved structures. It's very impressive. Whoever is building this thing is clearly very skillful. Jeez. Let's see here. Robots and magnetic soap. Scientists rethink oil spill cleanups. So now we got some robotics here. Oil spills can devastate the environment and threaten communities who rely on the sea for their livelihoods. Obviously, it would suck if there was an oil spill on this very nice sea that we see in this window. They can take months or years to clean up, and they will continue to occur as long as fossil fuels are being used. Several technologies, however, have been developed to combat oil spills, like a good 1-2 punch. Ba-ba! Take that, oil spill! Oil spillius gets knocked out by robotis nanostructus. What was this, ancient Greece? Researchers have developed a sponge with a coating of magnetic nanostructures and carbon-based surface that attracts and binds to oil, allowing the sponge to absorb more than 30 times its weight in oil. A magnetic soap composed of dissolvable iron-rich salts are another solution. These soaps respond to the magnetic fields and could one day be used for industrial cleaning operations and environmental cleanup procedures. Self-navigating robots can then be used to collect oil, as cleanup operations can be dangerous. That's a lot of science all in one place. There's robotic cleanup devices moving around the water. There's magnetic soap that uses iron-rich salts, and crazy sponges coated in magnetic nanostructures and carbon-based surfaces that bind to the oil. Science is incredible, and we really need to be paying more attention to it, but it does give me hope that we can clean up some seeds, because we've all seen the pictures of like birds covered in oil or turtles covered in oil or whatever it is. It's not a good look for us or for the environment, and really as humans we need to be doing a better job cleaning stuff up. Let's grab another window because this blue tint is bothering me. We got Darren's window over in Canada. But what? Let me do. Can I do a Canadian accent here? Hey, it's Darren's window over in Canada, eh? Don't know much about this window, but seems to have a tilt on it, huh? Eh? What about straightening out that window, Darren? Turn into New York there at the end. This is Darren's window, a nice view of Vancouver, Canada. It's got a nice skyline, also in construction as well. I've actually never been to Vancouver, but it looks like a beautiful place surrounded by mountains. I love cities that are surrounded by mountains. Looks absolutely gorgeous. Grabbing some new headlines here while we look out on this beautiful window over in Vancouver, Canada. Let's see here. What have we got? We got to get something interesting. I saw some other kind of similar stories to what we've got here. Okay. South Korea plans to launch 6G trials in 2026. We don't even have 5G yet, and there's already people thinking about 6G. The South Korean government has confirmed plans that it will test its 6G network in 2026. It plans to make the service commercially available as soon as 2028. The project will cost approximately $169 million over 5 years. That's actually super cheap. I was expecting billion. 169 million seems really, really cheap for 6G. 6G is expected to provide speeds roughly 5 times faster than 5G at around 1 terabytes per second. That is fast. And I was actually talking to a researcher at the sister company that I work at about 5G recently, and what it means and what it will do and who the players will be in actually rolling out 5G, as it requires new structures to be built. So current technologies still use, I believe, cell towers, but 5G requires something a little bit smaller that is placed throughout your neighborhood. It's these kind of receivers that give off the signal, because 5G is actually a short wave technology, whereas the current cell system are long wave technologies. So you have to be closer to the receiver, but it means that you get faster speeds. How this actually works out technologically, I'm not super sure. If somebody else knows, you can let us know in the comments. But that's, I think, how 5G works, is that they're shorter waves and you're closer to them, so they need more repeaters throughout the cities and throughout the nation. So the current infrastructure to build 5G is going to be very expensive. And so I'm curious when 6G rolls around if we're going to be updating those structures, or are these going to be even newer structures that then we have to build? Because then we're going to have to support 4G structures so that we can have people who are left behind on the technology still have access to the internet and still have their devices work. And then we're going to have these 5G enabled devices that need these new structures with these waves bouncing around. And then if 6G comes along and requires something else beyond that, then where do we go from there? Because then we've got 4G that needs support, we've got 5G that needs support, and then we've got 6G that needs support. My guess is it's an update to the current hardware for 5G, but I just don't know. Like I said, if anybody does know, let us know in the comments, but I think it's very interesting that we're already talking about 6G here in 2020, and it's only 6 years away, and we haven't even really implemented 5G yet. It makes me think of like when Sony drops the PlayStation 5 here soon, people are going to be clamoring immediately within, 3 months? When is PlayStation 6 coming out? What does PlayStation 6 look like? This is like, bro, we barely even left the PS4 generation. Let's enjoy our PS5s before we get to the 6Gs, you know? Hope that made sense. Let's grab another window here and we'll do one more headline and then we'll call it for Window Wandering Wednesday. We got more of an art piece than a window here. We got what looks like blue swirls on a wall. Could be, I don't know, I'm trying to think of it. Could be an oven turned sideways, put on the wall. I don't know what this window is, but it's not a window, it's a door. Door outside, and where was this located? This was in Italy. We got a nice little satellite view over here. And some greenery. It looks very beautiful outside, but we can't see it, so let's grab a new window, because I actually want a window here. Allison and Sean shared their window in Suwon, South Korea. This is a nice window as well. You can see South Korea. It's also very cool. A lot of green for being near a city. Clearly in an apartment high-rise. We can see a little bay here and the city skyline off in the distance. We'll read this last story here. Oh my god, stuttering. Facebook is opening its experimental predictions apps to all users. Forecast, Facebook's community for crowdsourced predictions and collective insights. I think that's just called Reddit. If you want community-based crowdsourced predictions and collective insight, go to Reddit. Screw Facebook. I don't like Facebook. I don't like Mark Zuckerberg. I like nothing about the data collection that they have. I don't like Facebook at all. I deleted my Facebook account. I try not to use Instagram, and I try not to use WhatsApp because fuck Facebook. It's now available for people in the US and Canada to participate. Anyone can view the website, but people in other countries are not able to participate yet. The platform presents questions that people can answer and provide short responses. Oh! So Forecast is actually just Quora. So they just copied Quora. Facebook is notorious for copying other companies that it views as competition or just buying them up, which they're not allowed to do anymore. But yeah, it sounds just like Quora. The platform or Facebook's tests found that requiring people to explain how they arrived at their answers encouraged measured, respectful conversation. Nothing on Facebook or linked to Facebook is a measured, respectful conversation. We all know that. It's worse than Twitter. On Twitter is a damn cesspool. A link to the Forecast website is available in the article and is available in the iOS app store as well. If you want to check out Facebook Forecast, I suggest, and Forecast, you don't do that because screw Facebook. You know, screw them and their forecast. If you got a question, go over to Reddit and ask it, or go over to Quora and ask it. That's where you'll get your best. In the meantime, I switched windows here over to Mill Valley, California. I wonder if this was during the fires. It looks very foggy or smoky outside. We got Audrey's window. I don't feel like ending on this one though. What do we got here? Here we go. Here's a nice view outside from India. I feel like maybe we've been at this window before. It's very green. It's comforting. We got Earth vibes here. Thank you, Samuel, for your lovely window over here in India. Let's take it in. Let's breathe out all your air. Take a nice big deep breath with me. Nice fresh air. That's been today's Window Wandering Wednesday here on The Joe Show. If you like my content, hit that subscribe button and mash that bell and share it somewhere where you think I would fit in, whether it's on Reddit, whether it's on, and I hate to say it, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, wherever, in Telegram, WhatsApp. Tell a friend, tell a family member. Help me grow this channel. Encourage them to subscribe as well. If you find something cool, you can send it to hijoeshow@gmail.com for Tech Tuesday, Thoughtful Thursday, a indie game weekend, game to play, whatever it is, let me know at that email address. And until then, I hope you wander somewhere amazing, 'cause I love you.